Stepping out of your comfort zone is mostly uncomfortable, but sometimes you just want to do it. Let's say you fear roller coasters, but you want to change, so you give it a try. How about saying yes to opportunities, like me standing here today? Or people that like to play video games, maybe trying a harder game mode. There are so many ways you could step out of your comfort zone, but only two types. One, you want to step out, and you want to see what it's like being out there. Or two, being forced into it. Now, one thing I for sure like to do to step out of my comfort zone is to travel. Australia, Asia, Europe, North America, South America, name it, and I've probably been there. That is because I have been in exactly 100 flights. My parents and I even travel as a hobby. So, for short, I guess you could say I've been born in a multicultural family. What do I mean by that? Well, my parents made many friends before they had me, from all over the world, and they keep in touch with those people. This causes us to travel, say a whole bunch of hellos, how have you been? And then later, goodbyes. But wait, how did this even happen in the first place, though? Well, I am from all over the world. My father's side of the family originated from the Middle East, then moved to Chile in Latin America, whereas my mother's side of the family had always been in Belgium. And where was I born? In the US. So, sure. A way of saying it is that I have inherited a lot of history and international identities from both my parents, but that isn't the main point. The main point is that I am from everywhere. So, going back on topic, yes, I go to places all the time. What is so great about being in this multicultural family, you might ask? Well, it benefits my understanding of how different things work differently in different places. Fun fact, several generations live under one roof in some places in Asia or South America, whereas in the US or in Europe, moving out at 18 or even earlier is supernatural. Here's another one. In Germany or the Netherlands, people say exactly what they think. But in Japan, people hint and use polite ways avoiding offending anyone, as much as they can. Knowing this makes me prepared for the next time I visit the same place. Or maybe this could help me build my character. Rude or nice, loud or quiet. It helps me see which attitude is right for me. Also, I get to see there is literally a whole entire planet waiting for me to explore, and even for you. Here's a crazy fact about me. I love being inside the plane. Crazy, right? Well, a way to say it that makes more sense is I love being in the plane, and I don't get plane-sick easily either. I also have a lot of time to reflect and to see what would it be like if I lived here? What would I find hard? What would I find easy? And most important of all, how would I change as a person if I stayed here? But there is always something negative to literally anything you can imagine of. And in this case, it would be saying goodbye to the new made friends, the different environment to Beijing, the families I have visited, and the worst of all, memories I have created. I will never forget, after years of one particular trip, the memories still sadden me. Also, not to mention, if my time there was so good, then when I come back to Beijing, I might think living here differently. I might have second thoughts of it. Or if the experience was so good, that when I come back to Beijing, I might actually prefer to live there than here. Also, there is this feeling you get every single time you leave an environment. It doesn't matter if you stayed in this environment for 2 days, or 2 whole years, but you will always get this feeling, I guarantee you. What is this feeling, you might ask? Well, this is a reaction to where you just got the hang of your stay. When you reach the peak of it, in fact, then you leave. It is so annoying, and even when a trip ends horribly, you'll still think you had it best when you left. And after being in Beijing, China for almost 13 whole years, I fear for the exact same feeling to hit me if I move. So, you pretty much heard it all. There's good stuff to this, and there's bad stuff too. If an idea gets too much negative influence, it usually gets shut down. But if an idea gets a lot of positive influence, it gets noticed, shared, and even chosen. That's why I bring this up. After hearing both the pros and the cons, the real question would be, would I want to be a multicultural person? Would I be passionate about it or not? Well, I honestly think pros clearly win. I believe the memories you create are always beautiful. They might seem upsetting to you if you think on a sad mindset, but will remain beautiful to you no matter how you look at them. On the other hand, the cons are completely temporary. In time, you've come to realize that everything about your experience was good. So, in that sense, I see of this idea having a strong positive influence, and that's why I choose to share it. But is that it? Is that all? Is that the end? Well, no. What does this make me as a person? Now, I am way too young to answer that. But even if I was forced into doing so, I wouldn't know. So, just for now, let's just say I am a multicultural person.